IIT JAM 2021 sample question number 3 MCQ. The Mahalanobis model is associated with the 5-year plans of India. Next question, question number 4. Which of the following states had the highest infant mortality rate IMR in 2018? And the answer to that is Madhya Pradesh. Moving on, next question, question number 5. If an Indian resident owns a luxury cottage, the rental income she earns is a part of. So when the resident is Indian and the cottage is in France, so since it is on French soil, it is a part of the French GDP, but since it is owned by an Indian, it is part of India's GNP. So answer is option number C. Next question, question number 6. Whenever a central bank decides to increase money supply, so the increase in money supply is shown by a downward and a rightward shift of the LM curve. So hence the answer is shift down to the right as real money supply rises. Okay, so if you're increasing money supply and the prices are fixed, okay, so the real money supply will in that case increase, which will shift the LM down and to the right because of an increase in the real money supply. So the answer again is C. Question number 7. A feature that distinguishes whether an analysis is classical or Keynesian. Now the difference between classical analysis is that they assume that output is fixed at the full employment level. So the aggregate supply curve is vertical and prices are flexible. So the long run output is fixed because of full utilization of factors. So the supply curve is fixed and it is the prices which are flexible. While in the short run, Keynes argued that it is the prices which are fixed and the demand is what is flexible. So it is the speed of price adjustment in which Keynes and classical theories differ. Keynes says prices are fixed and classical says prices are completely flexible. So from completely flexible to completely fixed, they are completely different. Question number 8. Which of the following measures the aggregate price level of goods and services included in GDP? So the way we calculate the real GDP is when we divide the nominal GDP by the GDP deflator. Or in other words, the nominal GDP is equal to the real GDP into the GDP deflator. So in the nominal GDP, it is the GDP deflator which is included along with the real GDP. So it's going to be C, the GDP deflator. So in this question, question number 9, Akash earns M per week and he can spend it on good X, which is priced at PX, and good Y priced at PY. And he gets PX subsidized for S amount. So he needs to pay 1 minus S PX for it, but he could buy X at the subsidized amount only till X star, post which it is the full price for good X. Now he has income which is greater than X star 1 minus S PX, which means it allows him to buy good X beyond the X star value. So what is the maximum amount of food that he can buy per week? So for the maximum amount of food, it should be X star, which is at the subsidized price. And then it is just going to be M divided by Px. So x star plus m by px. So the right option is number D. All right, now question number 10. It says, what is the supply curve of a perfectly competitive firm? It is given by its MC curve, which is above or below its AC and so on. So the MC curve is the supply curve which is above the minimum of ABC. Okay, so supply curve is the one which is the part of the MC curve which is above the minimum of the average variable cost. The price which is equal to the minimum of the average variable cost is the shutdown price, and above it is the supply curve. So it is above the minimum of the average variable cost curve. Now question number 11. So what is true or what is not true about economic planning in India? And the right answer is that it has transformed a capitalist into a socialist economy, while it's the opposite that has happened. A somewhat socialist economy got transferred into a capitalist economy. Question number 12. The percentage of population involved in manufacturing for the year 11-12, it is going to be 12.8%. Now question 13. So we have here, this is the ISLM model. Now if there's an increase in the salary, if there is an increase in the salary of government employees, which means that G, which is the expenditure of the government sector, that's going to increase, shifting the IS curve to the right. This being the formula for the IS curve. So if G increases, IS curve is going to shift to the right, which, as we can see, will increase the rate of interest and increase output. And if rate of interest increases, then investment needs to fall, that means, right? So that is the answer. It is that the equilibrium rate of interest will increase and the equilibrium investment will decrease. So C. Question number 14. Consider a solo growth model without technological progress. Assume the economy is initially at the steady state. So let this be the initial steady state. Suppose the savings rate in such an economy increases. So how does the savings rate go up? So we show that by an upward shift. So this is S prime Fk. So the savings in the economy has gone up. In the new steady state, so the new steady state is right here. In the new steady state, the marginal product of capital is, and the output growth rate is dashed than the old steady state. So the output at steady state is always going to be zero. At steady state here, the growth in output and capital was zero, and in the new steady state here also. So this is going to be the same as the old steady state. And marginal product of capital. Now, how do we measure the marginal product of capital? So that is nothing but the slope of the output function or the production function. So let us measure the slope of the production function. So at this point, the slope of the production function was something else, as at this point it was something else. So at this point, the slope of the production function is something like this, and at this point it's something like this. So that means my slope has fallen, so MPK has fallen. Okay, so this is lower and this is the same. So let's see that as our answer option, and that is number D. Question number 15. Consider a small open economy with floating exchange rate. Recent events have led people to believe that the worth of currency is going to be less in the future. So the interest rate in the current country will, and the currency will. So if currency is worth less, that means it is going to depreciate, right? So if the currency is going to depreciate, so the currency will depreciate and expectations always will come true. And then the interest rate, we have the interest rate parity condition, which says R is equal to R star plus expected depreciation. So if there is depreciation or there is an expectation of depreciation, so interest is going to increase because of that. So the answer will be A. All right, question number 16. So an increase in exports would cause output to increase because of the multiplier and the price level to remain the same in the short run. So short run price level does not change. So the answer is B.
IIT JAM question number 17, mock test. If the null hypothesis is this, is to be tested against the alternative this, probability of type 1 error. Now the probability of type 1 error is basically probability of rejecting the null hypothesis when the null hypothesis is actually true. This is the type 1 error. So here, which option will it be satisfied in? It will be option B. P greater than 0.9 when H0 is true. Okay, that is accepting the alternative when H0 is true. Okay, so let's mark it and go on to the next. IIT JAM question number 18. We are given that x1 to x101 be a random sample with the normal distribution mu and 1. 95% confidence interval is this is the lower limit, this is the upper limit. So 95% is the probability that x101 will lie in this interval. Answer is equal to 0.95.
Question number 19. So u is equal to min of x plus 2y and 2x plus y. So x plus 2y is, let's say, a line like this. Now x plus 2y will have a slope of half, and then 2x plus y will be a line which is steeper with a slope of 2. Now we have to decide which is part of the min function. So the outer parts of both the lines are a part of the min function. So let's get rid of the other set of lines. And this is the min function. And this min function has the slope as half for the flatter part and 2 for the steeper part. We can also draw this again to differentiate between the steeper and the flatter part a bit more. So this makes it clear that this is the part where this function is steeper with a slope of -2, and this is the part of the function where it is flatter with a slope of half. And also we have to draw the line which is the locus of all the midpoints, which we get by equating both the sides of the min function. So x plus 2y, if we equate with 2x plus y, we get x is equal to y. So at x is equal to y, it is the locus of all the midpoints. So something like this. Now this is the IC, this is one single IC, and we will have an IC map like this with many ICs and so on. Now we have a budget constraint with the slope of px by py, and we have been told that the optimal choices, equilibrium choices, is 5 and 6. So then what is the price ratio? Now we know that if the equilibrium price option is 5x and 5y is 6, that means it is not at the x is equal to y line. It is at the line where y is more. So that means it is here. It is above the x is equal to y line. So that means the equilibrium is on the upper side of the IC. So for equilibrium to lie on the upper side of the IC, the budget line must coincide with the upper side of one of the ICs. only then can equilibrium lie on a point like this. So let's say this is the point of equilibrium where x is 5 and y is 6, and that would mean the price ratio px by py has to be equal to the slope of the upper part of the IC, which is equal to -2 or 2. So that would be px is equal to 2py. B. Question number 20. Income elasticity of an inferior good. Income elasticity means the change in output due to change in income. And the definition of an inferior good is that the change in output due to change in income is less than 0, or it falls. When income increases, output falls. So the elasticity of an inferior good is negative. One increases, the other has to fall. So it is negative.